Welcome all of you once again. I have brought a very wonderful and amazing story for you, which is a completely real story, friends. You may have watched my videos, but you did not subscribe to my channel. Please, I request you with folded hand to subscribe to my channel and support me. We have to complete 1 lakh subscribers on our channel soon by joining hands. This is less than a second for you, but it gives me a lot of motivation. I will try to bring a new video, real story for you every day. Let's start the video now. In the quiet of an Ibadan village, where the harmattan winds carried secrets older than the baobab trees, a young maid named Funke stumbled upon a truth that could shake the foundations of a billionaire's empire. I was there, fetching water at the village stream, when I saw her face change, like she'd heard the voice of the ancestors themselves. What she found wasn't gold or jewels, but something far more dangerous, a single piece of paper that could save our land or destroy us all. This is the story of how one woman, armed with nothing but courage and the wisdom of our people, faced a man whose wealth could buy kingdoms. And it's a story no one else will tell you, because it's ours, born from the red earth of Oloruntedo village. My name is Mama Bose, and I've lived in Oloruntedo, a small village on the outskirts of Ibadan, for 62 years. Our village is nestled between rolling hills and yam fields, where the sun paints the earth gold every morning, and the evenings hum with the songs of crickets and the chatter of women pounding yam. Oloruntedo is not on any map you'd find in Lagos or Abuja, but it's home to us. 300 souls, bound by blood, sweat, and the stories our ancestors left in the soil. We're Yoruba people, proud of our traditions, from the Gungun festivals that honor our dead to the proverbs that guide our lives. Akifi Owore Oro, we say, you cannot buy wisdom with money. And that's where this story begins. It was a dry season of 2024, and the air was thick with dust. The village square, where we gathered for meetings under the old Irako tree, was abuzz with worry. Rumors had spread like wildfire. Chief Ao Adelik, a billionaire real estate mogul from Ibadan, had set his eyes on our land. They called him Oloruntedo, the Great Money, a man whose glass towers in the city cast shadows longer than the harmattan haze. Word was he wanted to build a luxury estate, gated with swimming pools and golf courses, for the rich who tired of Lagos chaos. But our land, our ancestral fields where we grew yams, cassava, and maize, stood in his way. I remember the day the first of his men came, driving a sleek black Jeep that gleamed against our muddy paths. They carried papers, claiming our land was unproductive and legally theirs. The village elders, led by Babatund, our Baal, argued fiercely. "This land is our mother," Babatund said, his voice trembling with age but firm with conviction. "It fed our fathers and their fathers before them. No paper can change that." But Chief Ao's men laughed, their city accents sharp like broken glass. They left us with a warning: vacate or face eviction. That's when Funke entered the story. Funke was 23, with eyes that held both fire and sorrow. She was one of us, born in Oloruntedo, but life had taken her to Ibadan to work as a maid in Chief Ao's mansion in Bodija. Her parents had died young, leaving her to care for her younger brother, Toby, who was barely 12. Funke sent every kobo she earned back to Oloruntedo, paying for Toby's school fees and helping her aunt, Ayakemi, keep the family's small farm alive. She was quiet, but not weak. Her silence was the kind that listens, the kind that waits for the right moment to strike. I first noticed something was different about Funke during the New Yam Festival. She'd come home for the celebration, her face tired from city work, but glowing with the joy of being back. We were all gathered in the square, sharing pounded yam and a egusi stew, the air filled with drumming and the laughter of children. Funke sat with the women, her wrapper tied tightly around her waist, helping to serve food, but her eyes kept darting to the distance, as if she carried a secret heavier than the trays she balanced. Later, as we washed plates by the stream, I asked her, "Funke, what's eating you? You're here, but your mind is elsewhere." She hesitated, then leaned close, her voice low. "Mama Bose, I saw something in Chief Ao's house. Papers. They say our land belongs to him, but I don't believe it's true." Her words hit me like a thunderclap. I pressed her for more, and she told me how, while cleaning Chief Ao's study. She found a document hidden in a locked drawer she'd accidentally opened. It was a land title, stamped and official, but the dates didn't add up. It claimed ownership from before Olorunteto's founding, which was impossible. Funk's discovery wasn't just a piece of paper. It was a spark. She'd heard Chief Ao boasting to his lawyer about forging titles to seize rural lands, selling them for millions to foreign investors. Our village was just one of many, but Funk swore she'd seen our name, Oloruntedo, written in bold. "Mama," she said, her voice trembling, "he's stealing our home. I can't let that happen to Toby, to all of us." I warned her to be careful. Chief Ao was no ordinary man. His wealth bought loyalty. Politician, police, even judges dine at his table. But Funk's eyes burned with the kind of resolve you see in someone who's lost too much to lose more. "I'll find a way," she said. "The ancestors will guide me." The next day, Funk sought out Aya Osen, the village priestess who served the Orisa of the river. Aya Osen was old, her face lined like the bark of the Irako tree, but her eyes saw beyond the living world. Funk knelt before her in the small shrine by the river, offering kola nuts and palm wine, as tradition demanded. "Aya," Funk said, "I need guidance. The land of our fathers is in danger." Aya Osen chewed kola nut, her hands tracing patterns in sand. She threw cowrie shells, reading their fall with a frown. "The land cries," she said. "A man with a heart of stone seeks to tear it from you, but the ancestors have left a gift buried deep. Find it, and the truth will speak louder than money." She paused, her voice dropping to a whisper. "Beware, child. The path is dangerous, and the greedy man's shadow is long." Funk left the shrine with more questions than answers, but the riddle lit a fire in her. She returned to Ibadan, to Chief Ao's mansion, determined to uncover more. I didn't see her for weeks, but Toby, her brother, kept me updated. "Sis says she's working on something big," he'd say, his young face proud but worried. I prayed for her, offering yam and palm oil at my family's shrine, asking Ogun, the god of iron, to protect her. Funk's life in Chief Ao's mansion was not easy. The house was a palace of glass and marble, with chandeliers that glittered like stars and air conditioners that hummed day and night. But for Funk, it was a prison of work. Scrubbing floors, washing dishes, and cleaning rooms she'd never be allowed to rest in. Chief Ao was a tall man with a voice like thunder, always dressed in crisp bata or tailored suits. His wife, Madame Toulouse, was kinder but distant, her life consumed by parties and charity galas. Their two children, Depo and Kemi, treated Funk like furniture, barking orders without a glance. Yet Funk was clever. She listened while she worked, her ears catching fragments of conversations. Chief Ao often met with men in suits, lawyers, surveyors, and government officials. They spoke of clearing villages, of development that would make them richer. Funk memorized names, dates, and phrases, writing them in a small notebook she hid under her mattress in the servants' quarters. She knew the risks. If caught, she'd lose her job, or worse. But every night, she whispered to herself, "A Kifi Owore Oro." Wisdom, not money, would save Oloruntedo. One evening, while dusting Chief Ao's study, Funk found a locked filing cabinet. Her heart raced. She'd seen him open it once, using a key he kept in a desk drawer. She waited until the house was quiet, the family at a gala in Lagos. With trembling hands, she retrieved the key and opened the cabinet. Inside were folders labeled with village names. Oloruntedo, IJ, Okiho. Each held forged land titles, survey maps, and letters from officials Funk recognized from the news. One document stood out, a contract with a foreign company to buy Oloruntedo's land for $10 million. Her village, her home, reduced to a number. Funk's hand shook as she photographed the documents with her old Nokia phone, its cracked screen barely holding up. She didn't know who to trust with the evidence, but she knew she couldn't act alone. She sent a message to Toby, asking him to tell Baba Tun and the elders to prepare. "The ancestors' gift is real," she wrote. "I'm bringing it home." When Funk returned to Oloruntedo for the next market day, she was a woman transformed. She gathered the elders under the Irako tree, her voice steady as she showed them the photos. "Chief Ao is lying," she said. "These papers are fake. Our land is ours, and I can prove it." The elders gasped, their faces a mix of shock and hope. Baba Tun, his hands gnarled from years of farming, took her hand. "Funk, you've done what many fear to do. But how do we fight a man like this?" Funk shared Aya Osen's riddle about the ancestors' gift. "It's not just these papers," she said. "There's something on our land, something Chief Ao doesn't know about. We need to find it." The elders debated, some skeptical, others inspired. Aya Kemi, Funk's aunt, spoke up. "If the ancestors spoke to Funk, we must listen. Let's search the land." The village mobilized. Men, women, and even children scoured the fields, digging where the oldest farm stood. I was there, my old bones aching as I turned the soil with a hoe. On the third day, Toby shouted from the edge of the cassava field, "Mama Bose, Funk, come see." We rushed over, and there, half buried under roots, was a clay pot, sealed with wax and marked with ancient Yoruba symbols. Inside were beads, cowrie shells, and a carved wooden tablet inscribed with the names of Olorunteto's founders. It was a boundary marker, proof that our ancestors claimed this land centuries ago. The discovery spread like wildfire. Baba Tun called a meeting with the village's youth, who knew the ways of the city. A young teacher, Segan, suggested taking the evidence to a lawyer in Ibadan who fought for rural communities. Funk hesitated. She'd heard Chief Ao brag about owning lawyers. But Segan knew someone honest, Barrister Whale, who worked pro bono for the poor. "He's one of us," Segan said. His mother was from a village like ours. Funk and Segan traveled to Ibadan, carrying the pot and the photos. Barrister Whale, a thin man with kind eyes, listened to their story in his small office cluttered with law books. He studied the tablet, his fingers tracing the carvings. "This is powerful," he said. "Combined with the forged titles, it's enough to challenge Chief Ao in court. But he'll fight dirty." Funk nodded, her jaw set. "I'm not afraid. This is for Oloruntedo." Barrister Whale filed a case in the Oyo State High Court, accusing Chief Ao of fraud and land grabbing. The news spread, and soon reporters from Ibadan and Lagos descended on Oloruntedo. Funk stayed in the background, letting Baba Tun and the elders speak, but her name was whispered as the spark that started it all. Chief Ao responded with fury, sending lawyers to intimidate the village. One night, his men burned a cassava field to scare us, but it only strengthened our resolve. In the village, we prepared for war, not with weapons, but with unity. The women, led by Aya Kemi, organized protests, marching to the local government office with placards reading, "Our land, our life." The youth, including Toby, used social media, posting photos of the tablet and Funk's evidence with hashtags like #SaveOloruntedo. The story went viral, trending across Nigeria. People in Abuja and Port Harcourt shared it, calling Funk the maid who fought a billionaire. The court case was a spectacle. Chief Ao arrived in a convoy of SUVs, his agbada starched and his face smug. Funk sat in the back of the courtroom, her wrapper simple but her eyes fierce. Barrister Whale presented the tablet, the forged titles, and Funk's photos, arguing that Oloruntedo's land was ancestral and protected by law. Chief Ao's lawyers countered, claiming the tablet was fake and Funk a liar who'd stolen from their client. I was there, sitting with Aya Kemi, my heart pounding. When Funk was called to testify, she walked to the stand with the grace of a queen. "I'm just a maid," she said, her voice clear, "but I know right from wrong. Chief Ao tried to steal our land, our home. This tablet proves our ancestors were here first." The judge, a stern woman named Justice Adebayo, listened intently. She ordered an independent archaeologist to verify the tablet. Days later, the report confirmed it was over 200 years old, predating any of Chief Ao's claims. The tide turned. Chief Ao's lawyers faltered, their forged documents exposed under scrutiny. The judge ruled in Oloruntedo's favor, declaring the land ours and ordering Chief Ao to pay damages for the burned field. The courtroom erupted in cheers, and I saw Funk wipe tears from her eyes. Outside, the village celebrated, drumming and dancing under the irako tree. Funk was hoisted on shoulders, her name chanted like a hero's. Chief Ao's empire didn't collapse, but his reputation took a hit. The media called him the land grabber, and other villages began challenging his projects. Funke returned to Oloruntedo, no longer a maid but a symbol of hope. The damages from the case funded a new school, named after her parents, where Toby now studies. Funke started a cooperative for village women, teaching them to farm and sell crops in Ibadan's markets. I still see Funke by the stream sometimes, fetching water like she did as a girl. She's still quiet, but her silence is different now. It's the silence of someone who's won a war. Oloruntedo thrives, our fields green with yams and maize, our children singing the songs of our ancestors. And every time I pass the Irako tree, I think of Funke, the maid who proved that wisdom, not money, holds a true power. Will you leave a comment with your thoughts and stay tuned for part 2. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and turn on post notifications so you won't miss what happens next.